Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
The Boston Red Sox made a flurry of roster moves in the hours leading up to their home opener at Fenway Park, and the speed with which everything unfolded made for a genuinely eventful morning. Here at Red Sox Focus, we are going to break down every move, who is coming up, who is heading out, what the injury situation actually looks like, and what all of it means for the series against the San Diego Padres. There is a lot to work through, so let us get into it. The headline move, and the one that carries the most significant medical implications, involves Johan Oedo. Per Christopher Smith, Oedo has been placed on the 15-day injured list with a right elbow strain. Now, it would be easy to look at his relief appearance in Houston: 3 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 2 home runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and conclude that this is a performance-based decision dressed up as an injury move. The Red Sox did something similar on multiple occasions last season, and the timing here is at least worth acknowledging. But there is a legitimate medical story underneath this one that goes beyond a single bad outing, and it deserves a fair and thorough examination. The underlying concern is a velocity decrease that Oedo himself has acknowledged. His fastball was down roughly 2.5 miles per hour in his Houston appearance, compared to where it sat in the early portion of spring training. That is not a trivial drop, and what makes it particularly noteworthy is that Oedo has indicated the velocity has not felt right across his last 2 appearances. He reports feeling physically fine. He has said he feels better than 100%, but a measurable and consistent velocity decline without an obvious physical explanation is precisely the kind of thing that warrants medical evaluation rather than continued deployment. According to Christopher Smith, Oedo is expected to visit the same doctor who oversaw his Tommy John surgery when he was with Pittsburgh, with the purpose of comparing current MRI imaging against previous scans. That detail is the one that will understandably make Red Sox fans uncomfortable because it raises the possibility, speculative at this stage but not dismissible, that something is happening internally with the elbow that has not yet manifested as pain or physical dysfunction. It is worth remembering that Tommy John recovery is a long and complex process, and it is not unheard of for a pitcher to feel subjectively healthy while structural stress is building in ways that imaging can detect before symptoms do. To be clear, this is all speculative. We do not have imaging results, and Oedo's own description of how he feels physically is genuinely reassuring to some degree. A pitcher who has had UCL reconstruction typically knows what elbow distress feels like, and his insistence that nothing feels off is not nothing. My expectation is that the MRI comparison will not reveal a Tommy John concern, and that the velocity issue will have a more mundane explanation: mechanics, fatigue, or some minor soft tissue matter that responds well to rest. But the prudent path is exactly what the Red Sox are doing. Get the imaging done, compare it to the baseline, and make decisions from a position of information rather than assumption. He will be on the injured list for a minimum of 15 days, and we will know considerably more within the next week. The other departure from the active roster is Garrett Whitlock, who has been placed on the paternity list. Congratulations are in order for Whitlock and his family. This is genuinely good news on a personal level, and the expectation is that he will rejoin the team sometime around Tuesday at the latest, potentially sooner depending on circumstances. To fill the 2 vacancies created by Oedo's IL placement and Whitlock's paternity leave, the Red Sox called up right-handers Zack Kelly and Tyler Uberstein. The moves became apparent to reporters before the official announcement, as lockers bearing both names were spotted inside Fenway's clubhouse, a detail that speaks to how quickly everything came together on what was already a significant day for the organization. Let us look at both pitchers individually, starting with Kelly. Zack Kelly is a known quantity at the big league level. Last season, he appeared in 28 games, all in relief, throwing 35 1/3 innings with a 4.58 ERA and a 1.33 WHIP, both figures slightly elevated compared to his previous 3 seasons. His strikeout rate, however, trended upward, which suggests the stuff remained competitive even as the results were somewhat uneven. Across his full major league career, 98 games, 3 starts, 115 innings pitched, he carries a 4.15 ERA and a 1.31 WHIP with 113 strikeouts. He is a reliever who profiles as a middle innings option capable of eating competitive innings without being a high-leverage weapon. His spring training performance was solid enough to support confidence that he arrives in reasonable shape. In terms of how Kelly slots into the bullpen structure over the next several days, the expectation should not be that he steps immediately into Whitlock's high-leverage role. That is not a realistic or fair ask. What is more likely is that Kelly fills a middle innings function and absorbs innings in situations where the game is still within reach, but the top-end relievers are being preserved. The bridge roll, the matchup-based assignment, the mop-up work, if things go sideways early, that is Kelly's lane, and he is capable of handling it. Tyler Uberstein is the more intriguing call-up, both in terms of potential impact and in terms of what his promotion represents. Uberstein carries a solid professional resume at the major league level, a 3.54 ERA across 55 games, 41 starts, and 228 and 2/3 innings pitched, with 2 saves. Those are respectable numbers for a pitcher who has operated in a swing role throughout his career. His pitch mix includes a 4-seam fastball, a cutter, a changeup, and a slider, and while the individual offerings are not unconventional, his usage patterns are: he deploys the slider at a notably high rate for a right-handed pitcher, which creates its own kind of deception when hitters are not fully calibrated to it. His spring training results were mixed. There were outings where the command was not sharp, and getting touched up early against Northeastern in what was likely an exhibition context was not the ideal preview. But his most recent appearance, 4 innings, 3 strikeouts, a 2.25 ERA, a 0.75 WHIP, was exactly the kind of outing that earns a call-up when roster needs a line. The comparison to Oedo is worth exploring briefly. Both pitchers lean heavily on the 4-seam fastball and slider combination as their primary weapon pairing. Oedo also incorporates a curveball and a sinker where Uberstein features the cutter, and both carry a changeup used at a similar rate and velocity band. The stylistic overlap is real, which is part of why Uberstein profiles as a logical replacement for the role Oedo was filling, a long relief arm capable of eating multiple innings and keeping the game manageable when the starter exits early or the bullpen needs length. There is also a personal dimension to Uberstein's promotion that is worth acknowledging. He is a pitcher who has put in professional time and is deserving of an extended look at the big league level. The circumstances that created this opening are unfortunate. Nobody wants to benefit from a teammate's injury. But for a pitcher who has earned his opportunity through the work he has done, getting to potentially make his major league debut in a regular season context at Fenway Park is a meaningful moment if Uberstein is the one who remains on the active roster after Whitlock returns, which seems like the more probable outcome given that Whitlock's absence is short-term and Uberstein provides the length that Kelly does not. Then the next 15 days represent a genuine opportunity for him to establish himself. With Whitlock unavailable for at least the opening game of the Padres series and possibly through the weekend, the bullpen management question becomes relevant quickly. The Red Sox will not be in a position to simply plug a replacement into Whitlock's high-leverage role and expect identical results. What is more likely is that Aroldis Chapman absorbs the highest leverage inning, the 8th in most scenarios, while Justin Slayton steps into the role of pitching the adjacent high-stakes frame. Slayton dealt with injuries through much of last season, but when he has been available and healthy, he has shown the ability to handle meaningful innings. He pitched a strong 7th inning in the season opener and has the profile to handle a bridge role in the short term. The San Diego Padres present a specific challenge in this regard because their lineup is top-heavy. The 3, 4, and 5 hitters in their order are where the real danger is concentrated, and smart bullpen construction for this series probably involves putting your best available arm, Chapman, in front of that portion of the lineup whenever possible, even if it means using him in the 8th rather than the 9th. The back end of their order is more manageable, which means a right-handed middle innings option like Slayton or Kelly can operate with somewhat more margin in the ninth. The Red Sox did something similar last season in matchup-specific scenarios, and the same logic applies here. To summarize the full picture of moves, Oedo goes to the 15-day injured list with a right elbow strain and will have MRI imaging reviewed in consultation with his Tommy John surgeon. Whitlock heads to the paternity list for what should be a short absence, and Zach Kelly and Tyler Uberstein are both with the active roster and available to contribute immediately. First pitch for the home opener is at 2:10 Eastern Time. The 1-5 record has made for a difficult opening stretch, but there is something about returning to Fenway Park that genuinely does feel like a reset. The energy of a home crowd, a fresh series against an opponent that has also struggled early, and two new arms joining a bullpen that needs depth. It is not a dramatic transformation, but it is a new chapter within the season. We will keep you updated on Oedo's imaging results as they become available. This has been Red Sox Focus. Let's go Sox.
Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.